This is the story of two young guys, bound in friendship and in destiny. Ronald and Skinny, as often happened, went out for a picnic together to spend the day in the neighborhood countryside. Suddenly, Ronald pulled a couple of little plums out of his basket and gave one of them to his friend. Delicious. Deliciously lethal. Note how the slow motion makes everything more epic. The boy's corpse stayed there for hours, enveloped by blades of grass, until all of a sudden, something happened. A new spark was instilled in Skinny's body, reduced abruptly to a skeleton, and slammed him inside Ronald's wardrobe, cursed to watch over his friend for the rest of his days. Or at least until today, when our story starts.
Morning, sunshine.
Hi, Nat. Forgive me, but I didn't sleep very well tonight.
Are you sure you really want to talk to him?
I have no other choice.
He'll have a heart attack if you ask me, and he'll end up keeping you company in the wardrobe.
I really hope not. Do you know where Ronald's gone?
Everybody left a couple of hours ago, but I don't know where they went. They were all very nervous. I don't know why exactly.
It'll be the usual sale at the mall. The Mother Superior must have straightened them up as usual. When will you stop eating those things?
Would you care for some, maybe?
How many times do I have to tell you that I'm allergic to plums? Just looking at them, I'm getting hives.
Man, you don't have any skin at all. And anyway, they're nuts. Otherwise, why would Ronald have given me this name?
He probably just wanted to be alternative.
You're a lost cause.
Hasn't Ronald spoken yet?
You should know that by now. He hasn't said a word since you died in front of his eyes.
I don't want his soul to be damned forever. If that stubborn guy won't open his lips for himself, I'll take steps to loosen his tongue.
Don't hurt him too much.
I have to run to the bathroom. All this excitement loosened my bladder.
I like this room.
Start here, then. Put the little pet in the van. In the meantime, I'll prepare the boxes in the living room. And don't do it like last time when you got hit by a car while loading the stuff.
There are colored books on the walls.
But you don't even know which side a book opens on.
I like colored books.
Do you know what I don't like? Working for free to pay for broken things marked fragile. Do you understand?
This carpet. It's soft as a marshmallow. I like marshmallows.
I should have listened to my dad when he told me to be a florist.
I really needed a shower.
Boss, it won't open.
Let's keep working on the ground floor then. In the meantime, I'll ask the lady about a key. I'm afraid this damn move will take longer than expected.
Move? And what should I do now?
I'm coming. Apologies for the delay. I was late with a tutorial of another video game. Players are not what they used to be anymore. Let's cut to the chase. I'm here to explain the game controls to you.
Well, I'm not interested.
I'm not asking you, Skinny. Let your player decide. Okay. I just hope you don't miss something while playing. All I'm asking is that you take a look inside that green satchel.
I'll take care of it, as long as you leave us alone after. Ma, there's gold in this here bag. No. It's just pyrite.
Don't be fooled by appearances. It could be more useful than you can imagine. See you soon.
Let's just say I'm not exactly interested in the item. Don't ask any questions, believe me. Even at his age, Ronald can't really get enough of squeezing this thing. I can't imagine what the bear would do to Ronald if he still had his spine.
I'd give him a nice tattoo on his back for starters.
You have to understand, the bear is convinced he's married to the duck. I sense trouble. That must be the van of the moving company. I absolutely have to find a way to get in there before they finish and leave. That house has been for sale for years, but nobody has ever seen the owners, nor is it clear if the mysterious Mr. Richards even really exists. One of the countless houses of the Wayne family. Mr. Wayne is not often seen here in the city. He never stops by to talk with anyone. The Murrays are really very nice people. When we were children, Ronald and I often played with Cooper, but after the divorce, he went to live with his mother. I don't know what's more disgusting, this or the hair removal strips of Ronald's mother. What happened to my wardrobe? I can't be separated from my wardrobe. It's a matter of life or death. Well, I mean, you know. Man, what an epic fail. Do you think this is the right moment to play games? I suggest you avoid careless moves, if you value your skin. I already lost mine a while ago. I know where this is going. With this trick, we lost 4 relatives and 8 of the cat's 9 lives. That critter won't get closer to the living room, even under torture. Ronald's father has never been a green thumb kind of man, but you should see the level of dedication he has for them. Ronald's mother is very satisfied too. She says they give a nice scent to the whole place. Sure. This contains the ashes of Grandma. May she rest in peace. I confess I've always been curious. An ending so unexpected.
Just another small interruption to tell you that it may sometime be possible to pick up the same object more than once.
Another belated circumstance where you show your negligence. But thanks for the tip. I still remember the day I didn't notice her, but she saw me. Fortunately, she mistook me for Ronald. She fattened him up for the next 3 months. It's a sort of big ball of dust. And who the hell are you?
Have some respect, stupid bony human. You're looking at the future conqueror of the world.
Only dumb characters in this game. Don't laugh, that goes for you too. Jumping Jiminy!
Not me. I can't jump. I have no legs. And my name's not Jiminy.
I meant, where did you come from?
From under the hardwood floor. I was stuck there for years, but now I'm finally free and will have my revenge.
Listen, not to curb your enthusiasm, but you look pretty harmless to me.
What?
I mean, you don't look blessed with any particular abilities, or of great intellect, or any intellect. You can't expect to get very far without a well-constructed plan.
You're right.
Think about it, okay? Who would be your nemesis? The Swiffer?
I don't know any Swiffer.
Forget it. Who do you want to take revenge on?
The world. I have nobody to take revenge on in particular, so I will take my vengeance out on the world.
Can't argue with that. I have to go. Bye. There will be no peace for our quiet time. Sure.
Have you seen, boss? I opened the door.
Bravo, well done. But now let's go. It's lunchtime.
I like eating.
Then come on, move.
What a blow. Just like at the water park, only with different bacteria. I have water in my hand. And now I have the first stage of rheumatism. I guess it's the control unit of the neighborhood traffic light system. I find it curious that it's down here. I'd have imagined it on a pole or something like that. Hi.
Hi, little bag of bones.
Please don't eat me.
As skinny as you are, you wouldn't even be useful for chicken stock.
Hey, excuse me if I care about my figure. You don't look too good. How are you?
I have an unbearable pain in my tooth. Something must be stuck in it. Would you like to take a look at it?
Fine. That's okay. There's something in there indeed, but I don't think I can remove it with my bare hands. I'm sure you're a really nice guy at heart, right?
Actually, I just escaped from a maximum security prison for reptiles. I was locked up because I slit the throats of my neighbors with a fishbone. They were too loud, and I couldn't sleep.
I promise I will never do anything to upset you.
I'm just messing with you, stupid bag of bones.
You're not funny at all. See you around. Let's move on and accept it's just part of the scenery. Please, give me just 1 second. I just realized this is the first time I've been out of the house since I died. Okay, I think I can manage. Let's go. Lost 38 special during a daring getaway by car. A sizable reward in cash and an annual free pizza at Pizzeria Luigi is being offered. If found, drop in and ask for Don Vito. An offer you can't refuse. I love pizza. Disappeared in the night. An old Neptunian alien. A reward of 5,000 quid is offered for any information that leads us to his safe recovery. Call 00 Solar 8 554011. Peace and prosperity. The appeal of construction sites knows no interplanetary limits, it seems. I'm afraid I had a rough day. It must be a slot machine gas station. I think I'm living proof of how awfully wrong this all is. Living, so to speak. I hate people who toss out good food, let alone the cutlery, too. A huge sleeping guy stands in my way. I don't know why, but I'm having the strangest case of deja vu.
Come on, let's get a move on. Don't laze around.
He seems a little anxious to me.
We dug the pits with our bare hands.
Look at them, with those little bloodthirsty killer eyes. Even his blindness never gets him down.
Not a hammer.
Sorry, sir, can I bother you for a second?
Don't you see? I'm really busy right now, boy. Are you blind?
Tell me this is a joke. What are you doing exactly?
I'm working, unlike all those incompetent slackers.
But you are blind.
Not at all. I can see perfectly. I don't need anyone's help.
Which number am I making with my fingers?
4.
Okay, at least now we know we're not dealing with one more fake cripple. You really have strange taste when it comes to clothing.
Brown and black are absolutely classic, boy. Timeless.
But actually, you...
You young people today don't understand a thing. Go back to your hipster flaps and pursue a living in bad taste.
Your tenacity is very impressive. So, do you ever stop?
We need someone who keeps everybody up. I can't afford to rest. It's hard work, but someone has to do it.
And when, for example, you need to go to the toilet?
I always carry my traveling catheter for emergencies.
Your tenacity is very impressive. So,
We need some... It's hard.
and when, for example,
I always carry...
I really need to go.
I'll see you around, boy. And I fought for years in the Union for people like you.
These are pipes of various sizes. I suppose they're for the sewers or something like that.
Back in my day, the screws were tightened clockwise.
If you have a gangster past, maybe now's the time to mention it.
Come on, let's get a move on. Don't laze around.
These are pipes of various sizes.
When we were
If you have a gangster past, maybe now's the time to mention it.
hands. Hey, that's a banana.
State-of-the-art technology, no doubt about it.
And I fought for years in the Union for people like you.
Why do I have such an idiot player? My grandpa worked in a factory welding vehicle body parts. I remember that on his deathbed, and completely blind already, he mistook the blowtorch tube for my grandma's arm. May he rest in peace. Judging from all the dust and the boyish look of the barman, I'm betting this has seen better days. And this is why we complain about youth unemployment. Cock-a-doodle don't. Nice place you have here. Were you and Tutankhamun relatives? No, it's because I see a strong resemblance. Maybe it's the nose. I could have sworn it, you know that? I would stay and chat with you for hours, but I wouldn't presume to impose upon your time. That's where that door led, and for all these years, nobody ever bothered to force it. He seems to be a bit short on energy. Hi, little robot.
C1 is not programmed to talk.
But you just did it.
C1 is not programmed to explain itself.
What if I took out your batteries? Would you still be in the mood to show such attitude?
C1 is programmed to run on solar energy.
Don't provoke me, or I'll hit you with a hammer. You're looking worse for wear.
C1 isn't tired. C1 is running data.
Why don't you turn tail in the meantime? If those two catch you, you'll end up in a box, you know that?
C1 is not programmed to do it.
Are you telling me you can't do two things at the same time?
C1 hasn't got the updated firmware.
Right, everybody says that. Beep, beep, bzz, bzz, beep, beep.
C1 finds this really insulting. C1 has had it up to his valves with you.
Come on, don't be so salty. Don't forget we applied for a PEGI 3 rating. Be careful what you say. What about the 3 laws of robotics?
C1 thinks you've seen too many sci-fi movies. C1 could easily pierce your skull with a laser beam and use it as a bowling ball if he wanted to.
I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for the clarification. Good luck with your calculations. A little souvenir from Easter Island. We had some trouble at customs, but it was worth it. Nobody can get it out, as it seems to be stuck in the plumbing of the town's water supply. The mayor has even declared it a criminal offense just to attempt to force it out. Legend has it that when Ronald's father is able to pull it out from the floor, it'll finally be him wearing the pants in the family. Actually, it would be useless anyway, but he doesn't know that. These Moai are so vain and used to cameras nowadays, they've started posing with duck face. Woe is us. The trophy of a fishing trip. An unequal contest won with firecrackers and nail guns. Undoubtedly, this is the manliest thing Ronald's father has ever done. Are you familiar with Superman and kryptonite? Right. That's nothing compared to my allergic anaphylactic shock. Surely someone could give a good cleaning around here once in a while. He was gunned down by a barrage of point-blank peas, and they say vegetables are good for your health. When Ronald moved into this house, the forensic guys had just unsealed the kitchen. When the investigation was closed, his parents decided to leave the outline of the body on the table. I have to admit that it gives an extra kick to breakfast, though. Calling them post-its is an understatement. They're more like threatening messages that Ronald's mother leaves for her husband when she goes to work. Like, I don't know, let's see. No, this is too degrading. Better avoid. With this one, I think there might be grounds to sue. Okay, that's readable. Don't forget to pick up the clothes at the cleaners or you'll be the one hung out to dry. That's amore. It's a big computer brain able to monitor all the household appliances to prevent domestic accidents. Computer, update.
The situation is under control, sir. There are no circumstances that could jeopardize the bystander's safety or the correct operation of home devices.
Well done, soldier. At ease. Computer, deactivate.
Negative, sir. I can't disregard the duties for which I've been assembled, sir.
Are you refusing to execute one of my orders, soldier?
I'm sorry, sir. I can't do differently, sir.
Computer, detailed work history.
2 years, 2 months, and 21 days of duty, sir. 9 accidents, 24 household mishaps, 5 fires prevented, sir.
And what about the time you almost killed the cat? You smoked some of the herbs in the living room, didn't you, soldier?
I'm embarrassed for what happened, sir. Sorry again, sir.
Computer, recall origin of service.
I'm here due to a fire caused by the combustion of red-hot oil from a pan with some water.
A mammoth blaze indeed, soldier.
4 fire trucks, 2 ambulances, 1 FBI unit rushed in a matter of 10 minutes, sir.
And a team of Doctors Without Borders, which, alarmed by the general mayhem, deemed fit to show its support. Computer, dismiss. Kaboom cereal! An explosion of energy in your stomach. Literally. I never tasted anything so delicious. How did this get in here? Cheers! I should turn it on first. I found the solution to your problems, mainly because if I waited for him to solve it, I would have died another time first.
What am I supposed to do?
You just have to open your mouth and say,
Okay.
I feel a great power in my hands. Wait a minute. I have hands.
sounds more threatening already, right? Now you seem to be covered in muscles and not by dust anymore. In my opinion, you're not so strong after all.
What are you talking about? Don't you see I'm a beast?
It doesn't seem that way to me.
Test me then.
Okay. In the room next door, there's a bed. I bet you won't be able to unscrew one of the knobs.
It'll be child's play. Is this the knob?
It's not a crystal ball, that's for sure.
I don't get it.
Yes, that's the one.
It's up to me and you now, knob.
A disaster I made with some apricot marmalade years ago. I never understood how Ronald's parents could think it was Sigmund Freud's face. Backup is coming. Open your jaws. And no funny business.
It's so liberating, kind of like when I escaped from prison.
I don't know if you're being serious or you're just spectacularly trolling.
We'll never find out.
You should be able to recognize Nut by now.
Took you long enough, hmm?
And where did you pop up from?
This van is a wreck. I got out through a hole hidden in the floor.
Is there a way to get in from under there?
Negative, dude. My head may be huge, but nowhere near like yours.
How about taking a ride with me?
All aboard.
The supposedly well-guarded local prison never fails to make its citizens feel safe. I love these kitschy garden things. In other people's gardens. I wasn't holding my breath on it being open.
Come on, let's get a move on. Don't laser.
Oh, you finally did it then.
When you use nice manners, you get everything you want, Nut.
For a moment, I assumed the worst. We need to celebrate. Take this.
How the hell often do I have to tell you I'm allergic?
It's a damned nut! Do you even have eyes in those sockets?
Something stinks here.
It wasn't me.
I mean, where the hell did those two go? I'll get out. I have to check. I see we're dealing with a Nobel laureate here.
Isn't it a bit late? Have you checked the time?
Yeah, from that clock, boss, you can relax. I like lunch breaks.
Too bad that pendulum has been stuck for years. First, I have to wait until they aren't looking this way.
Those two are still not coming.
What are they doing now? I'm going back to take a look. Do I need to remind... you kidding me? That's it. Now we'll do it the hard way. A little souvenir from Easter Island. We had some trouble at customs, but it was worth it. A little souvenir. We had some... Sorry, but I need you to return my chewing gum. Better set up the timer to guarantee an escape route.
The water is tickling me. I like it.
Come on, let's get back to the van and get out of here.
I don't like these kind of days.
You're telling me, if I find out who pried my van open, ugh.
Remember your heart condition, boss.
You're right. Let's just think about delivering everything and forget today, okay?
Are you ready for the new house?
I haven't even thought about it, actually. I just want to talk to Ronald as soon as possible.
Why all this rush? Sorry, but I wasn't paying any attention earlier. I was too busy with my nuts.
Basically, according to otherworldly laws, the perpetrators of a blood sin will be condemned to eternal damnation when they die.
But Ronald's was an accident.
That doesn't change anything. It's irrelevant. The only way to prevent this from happening is to confess his crime to someone else. Within 5 years.
And how much time does he have left exactly?
3 days.
And you're just thinking about it now?
I didn't want to overwhelm him. I wanted to give him his space.
I really have no words.
Damn spoiled brats. Hey, boy, is everything okay? Tell me, that fall cut out your tongue?
No, sir.
Isn't it too early to wear your costume? It's only afternoon.
What?
You probably hit your head too hard on the ground. It's Halloween today. Otherwise, why would you wear that stupid skeleton costume?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. For Halloween, obviously.
Bah. Try not to make too much trouble while you're still around. Capiche? Brats.
Where the hell am I? Did someone throw my wardrobe in a dump? Okay, calm down. I know the address of Ronald's new house. The problem is getting the wardrobe over there. And how should I do that exactly, genius? I can't believe someone threw away my wardrobe. Slenderman. Slenderman everywhere. It's incredible how many crazy things you can find in a dump. King Kong smoking a pipe, sitting triumphantly over Godzilla, probably defeated single-handedly, and with a death note in his hands. The amount of epicness on this float is impossible to calculate. Ah, the Cynic. I've heard them before. Maybe in my second life. Well, I mean in the third. Unless those cold cuts were used as bait for pterodactyls, this setup makes no sense at all. Yuck! Well, judging from the stink, it's obvious they've been here at least since the Jurassic. Having died because of a plum, dying again from a slice of bad salami seems like overkill to me. If its aim is... No way, it's closed, and I can imagine who has the keys. It seems to be a map of the area. Hey, we're by the sea. That van went a long way. This isn't the first time you've tried to make me rummage through the rubbish. What strange perversions you have. Judging from this sign, I'm sure I'll be welcome. Waste, waste, and waste again. Hey, wait a minute. Seems Santa Claus came early this year. The real luck is that he was there to soften the fall. Cats never stop giving you good reasons to love them. Thanks for the help, adorable big kitty. Aw, look how friendly he is. He's even saying hello with his paw.
Hey boy, you finally woke up. You know you could have broken your neck. This is not a fun fair.
That shrill voice makes my skin crawl. I mean, my bones.
Don't provoke me or I'll wail even louder!
No, please be quiet. What's wrong with you?
How would you feel if your roots were torn from the ground?
Technically, I've had the life torn from my body, but I'm not making all this fuss like you. Damn it, Naughty Dog, would you finally start developing a new Crash Bandicoot? And no, remastered doesn't count. Budabiga! Bonaparte! Bodyguard! Yes, well, your mother. You could have just said that in the first place. Dinsdale certainly has the best mascot in the world. Chompy Chompy on the wall. Who is the fairest one of all? Apart from you, obviously. These must be the crane keys.
Hey, you! What do you think you're doing?
I would have liked to see you deal with this Horcrux if it were a Nokia 3310, my dear Potter. I hope this is just sangria. From what I understand, this can be used for satanic rituals, even to conjure demons. Hope I'm not wrong. Better not cause any disasters around here.
Who are you talking to?
The player on the other side of the screen, mister?
Player? Screen? That fall must have been worse than I thought.
How did I get here, precisely?
How the hell am I supposed to know?
No, I meant, who brought that purple wardrobe here?
Wardrobe? I thought it was a coffin. Two guys from a moving company with a white van full of old junk.
Old junk? I need that wardrobe.
I don't live in this waste for fun. If you want something, you must pay.
But I have no money. How much do you want exactly?
Let's settle it this way. As an exception, if you pay the crane costs, you can take the wardrobe.
What if I use the crane myself, without bothering you?
And what if I use these boots to kick your ass?
Thanks for helping me.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not interested at all in your health. I just wanted to be sure a dead brat doesn't get in my way.
Then you shouldn't even be talking to me.
Did you say something?
Ah, forget it. Post-traumatic ramblings. I see you love black magic. Are you some sort of wizard?
I don't like that tone. Black magic is neither shallow nor vapid. It's real art.
Of course. I didn't think for a moment it wasn't. And do you ever wear the pointy hat with the little stars?
At the birthday parties.
Well, aren't you tall, eh?
My grandpa put steroids in my baby food when I was a kid.
Okay, this time I really put my foot in my mouth.
Hey, I meant what I said.
I better go. See you around.
Don't get into any more trouble.
Better wait until it gets dark, when everyone will be in costume. All clear. Wow! An American party! Maybe you might want to get the mail from time to time. I would have never expected to see Pinhead with heart-shaped boxers. Let's see. I could sing him a lullaby. Lullaby, lullaby, you, who will I give this baby to? I'll give it to Santa Claus and he will drink it in his house. I'll give it to the old witch and she will fall into a ditch. Everyone knows she can't handle her drink. I'll give it to a complete fool and he will slip into the pool. I'll drink it with my stupid friend and all our money we will spend. Happy alcoholic dreams, little star. This is a great garden decoration. Much better than the gnomes. In Oriental mythology, the dragon is a symbol of balance and wisdom, but not even a talisman this size could make up for your stupidity. Unfortunately for me. Shenron, revive Krillin!
Don't get smart with me.
I didn't think you could talk.
I'm a Suko Mogami, 1,000-year-old object, so I've received a soul as a gift.
Tsuku... what?
You can just call me Suko.
Are you some sort of carousel karaoke or what?
I'm a music box, to be precise, passed down through generation to generation in the Chinese imperial family.
It seems this tradition didn't last long after all.
Well, I wouldn't say that, since the man on your right is the firstborn of the emperor.
Can you sing me something?
I know a song you might like.
I do not doubt your vocal skills, but actually I'm more of a metal guy. A death metal guy.
Do I look like someone who could sing something like that with these clothes on?
I have to go.
Zajin.
It says birthday cake. I don't know what I expected, but I'm disappointed. Wait a minute. Since when do I speak Chinese? You've been a very bad boy. No birthday cake for you. It was probably thrown by an amateur hitman with serious sight problems. It's too high. I can't reach it. That is the strangest form of meditation I've ever seen. I hate ideograms. I suppose it's the first thing Chinese students learn to write. Excuse me? Mister? I don't want to bother you, but... Damn it, old man, I am talking to you!
Your approach is ill-suited for a civil discussion between adults.
You're right, I went too far.
I forgive you.
Don't you think you're a bit too old to live in a treehouse?
Verily. I have dwelled here for 63 very long years.
Oh, sorry, I had no idea.
Be not ashamed, boy. I forgive you.
How come you made this life choice?
Modern society did not befit me. The decay of values, the rotten logic of capitalism, wars generated by the interests of politicians, the inept or mind-washed public. Yet I am sure mankind has learned from such foolhardy mistakes over the decades.
You'd be surprised. Are you really sewing your beard?
Incorrect, boy. I am knitting it.
Why would you want to do something like that?
I produce eco-clothing for important fashion brands.
What about that story of how modern society doesn't suit you?
When one's moral beliefs undermine personal interests, send them to hell.
I don't understand this obsession you have with saying I forgive you. You must be a person of unsurpassed goodness.
In truth, I am not, boy. When I was a mere lad, I was besought to play a priest for school theatre. People rushed from all the neighboring towns to grace us with their presence. Everything proceeded perfectly, and I felt the pride swell in my then tiny body, covered in a black robe. But alas, during the third act, the confessional collapsed upon me and hurt my head. People were greatly dismayed when they saw the little minister on the ground, senseless. I hung betwixt life and death for 2 whole days, and then I awoke. Ever since, I cannot resist uttering, I forgive you, all the time.
Yes. Very interesting. I'm a terrible boy. Could you please forgive me?
You are indeed, boy. 'Tis not appropriate at all to make fun of an elderly man, and yet I forgive you.
Why do you meditate while knitting?
Meditation is one of the key aspects of my life as a hermit. 'Tis useful to dissolve the tensions in one's head and concentrate on the inner self. But if I can do both things at once, better for me. Do you not agree?
I'll leave you to your extremely busy life.
The door of my dwelling will always be open to you.
Especially since you don't have a door. He doesn't exactly seem like a smart guy.
Hey, flee! Don't make me angry or I'll beat you up and make you regret being born!
Bullying tendencies and a clear deficiency in basic language skills. Another point for Skinny.
What do you want?
Why are you so angry?
Upstairs is clothes.
And we can't do hanky-panky with my blondie girlfriend upstairs.
Given the circumstances, I'll volunteer myself as interpreter. The room on the upper floor is closed, so my girlfriend and I can't find a place where we can have a little alone time. The second upstairs is redundant. How come the door is closed?
That stupid Johnny Blonde is there with his brunette whore.
That unintelligent blonde man Johnny has shut himself in the room with that morally loose, dark-haired girl. She must be quite famous around here. Bad story, yep. Listen, since you can't go up there, why don't you give me a hand getting a wardrobe from the dump?
Bite me.
Tasty refusal. What if I find a way to clear the room?
Why not?
I suppose in this case, I can accept. Okay, don't move and don't abuse that girl while I'm gone.
I'm not drinking booze.
Yeah, nice. No booze. I better go now.
"28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds. That is when the world will..."
Courtesy of Don Vito Corleone.
If I weren't an expert on special effects, I'd swear it was real.
Peter Jackson's got nothing on you. Cut it out.
One cut wasn't enough for you?
Touché.
He doesn't look very reassuring.
6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds.
Sorry, were you calling me?
Are you Donnie?
My name's Skinny.
They told me the guy was a bit mad, but now I've had enough.
I know it's none of my business, but can I ask why you're looking for him?
Are you Donnie?
I already told you my name's Skinny.
Then mind your own business.
How can you be such a bastard?
I can do anything I want, and so can you.
Can you tell me what you keep saying?
Nonsense I need to say to learn that crazy Donnie. He seems to love a good public rambling.
Try using a mousetrap.
You're not funny.
Who said I'm trying to be? It's really fun around here.
I think it's deadly boring, with extremely loud music, people dancing or getting hammered with beer. Jeez. Very original, huh?
What else is there to do around here, then?
I personally prefer quieter places. If I were you, I'd go to Roswell Pond or the beach. I even saw a complete lunatic who said he invented a time machine. Do you believe in time travel?
I wouldn't know. I've never thought about it.
It seems like nonsense to me.
Why are you wearing that stupid bunny suit?
Why are you wearing that stupid skeleton suit?
Actually, I'm... Forget it. See you later, Playboy Bunny.
See you later, Lindsay Lohan. That is when the world will end.
He must have a very bad case of photophobia. Good evening. How's it going? My name's Skinny.
At last. Welcome. Please, come. Sit.
I suppose you haven't noticed there's only one chair, right?
You see, you may have spent the last few years of your life looking for me, but I have spent my entire life looking for you.
Actually, we just met. Not that I have any objections, but I don't think you'd be my type anyway.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back.
I thank you, decline your offer, and move on. What happened to your eyes?
Nothing. I know why you're here, Skinny. I know what you've been doing. I know because I was once looking for the same thing. Mirror lenses, rimless sunglasses, limited edition.
Why are you reciting the Trinity lines?
The answer is out there, Skinny. They're incredibly cool.
I don't see you having much fun.
Do you really want to know why?
Yes, I would like that very much.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Come on, cut it out and tell me.
I forgot my pill.
Pill?
My blue pill.
Ah. You should really try to relax a bit, if I may.
Do you believe in fate, Skinny?
Here we go again. No, I don't. Answering with something relevant for a change?
Why don't you believe in fate, Skinny?
I don't like the idea of being born just to be killed by a plum. And right at the beginning of puberty, by the way, without even having time to experiment, so to speak. What are you doing around here?
It's not important. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad.
Please, go pick up some girl like all the normal people. You'll see, you won't think about it anymore.
I can't.
Oh, right, the thing with the blue pill again. Now I've really got to go, before I go mad as well. And we'll be screwed if at least one of us doesn't remain sane around here, right?
A storm is coming. I'm here. Come.
Am I wrong, or is he the alien that got lost? Look at Grandpa. Congratulations! Great music!
Minutes, 12 seconds.
I don't think he can hear me.
It will end. A storm is coming. "28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds. That is...
Egon, tell him about the Twinkie.
It's gone. It fell into the tea while I was dipping it.
I mean the big one.
That's classified information. You know that. You should really stop drinking for the night, before all this caffeine pushes me beyond the capacity for rational thought, too.
Why do you drink all that tea?
I only sleep 14 minutes a day, which leaves me a lot of time to work.
This is the sort of unexpected surprise that suddenly earns Christianity points in my eyes. I have nothing so important to ask to interrupt him. After all, I stopped believing in him a long time ago. Watch the ceiling fan. Don't have too much fun up there, old pal. I hope it wasn't delivered in this condition. A historical video gaming relic. Literally. It's been slung directly into the oven. I hope it wasn't delivered in this condition. Actually, with that costume, he looks more like a bellhop.
Hey, kid, try your luck at the mechanical fish ride. Playing is simple. You must reel in any of the fish in the tank. Nothing easier, right?
Now I remember why I hated going to the fair. The fishing rod is clearly rigged. He's lucky that alcohol induces sleep. Never wake a Mexican guy from his siesta. Never. I remembered her different. First of all, dead. I remind you that the single time she spoke, she burned up an entire lab. Still sure you want to talk to her?
28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12...
All packages must be impact-proof, water-repellent, and the contents must be clearly indicated outside the box. I could pack up the wardrobe and ship myself to Ronald's new house. Express courier. All packages must. I could pack. Cave Johnson's shower curtains, 206-002-456. I hope at least these are not a lie. Rocco's hotline, 80-69-69. Hot, naughty, courteous.
Be quiet, or my husband will hear us.
I may have removed the tie from the doorknob, but the fact of the matter doesn't change. I may have removed
Me hot stuff. Rah!
Jelly Rock by Aaron Wispley, a huge 1957 hit that sold more than 9 million copies.
Rah! I love when you do that thing to me.
Genetically programmed to undermine your reputation. Cracker. Cracker. Come on, stupid bird, repeat it. Cracker!
You brainless moron biped, my intellectual capacities are way superior to yours. Rah!
What did you say?
Rah! Cracker!
Damn, I'm out again.
Can I come in?
Go away!
Ronald gets mad when I knock on the door while he's in the bath,
Be
too.
quiet, or
I don't
my
know why
husband
everyone
will hear
got
us.
so crabby. He doesn't look particularly good.
Cuddle me.
I don't want my
stuff.
sweater stained by puke, thanks. You know those wool things that go on one's head to shelter it from the cold?
I love when you do
Perfect.
that thing to me. Hurry! In the closet! Rah!
I'm definitely not a military forces expert. My knowledge stops at Gunnery Sergeant Hartman. You've seen too many Lupin the Third episodes. Okay, that is definitely not a good idea. What nice sharp fangs! Would you be so kind not to eat me? He was waiting for the Half-Life 3 release. Right in the feels. Listen, friend, in this video game, there isn't room for two skeletons. Don't say a word, or I'll make you regret being dead, okay? Good boy. Guitar solos with P strums. The perfect way to release the indestructible inner boy. Your kleptomania is really getting out of hand. The best interplanetary delivery man. He even seems less sleepy than usual. A life in space spent slacking off as much as possible. He must have been acknowledged as a contemporary hero.
28 days.
Hey, two, do you know what's round, soft, and juicy?
A tomato?
No, stupid. A nice child.
How many times have I got to tell you? I'm done eating children. I'm a fruitarian now.
And what the hell does that mean?
I only feed on fruit, and just the ones that fall from trees to the ground.
You won't last more than a week.
You'll see.
You're really the black sheep of our family.
Now I understand what the media meant when they predicted an alleged alien invasion back in the 80s. I would have exterminated whole hordes of you to shoot down your 300-point spaceship. They undoubtedly get along very well. It's best not to get involved in certain private business. He's undoubtedly the life of the party. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Dude, don't be sad. Actually, I get your life choice perfectly.
Really?
I eat only children, too.
So many possible spoilers, I wouldn't even know where to start. Sometimes these professional apple eaters get too caught up in the competition. A black man who gets a tan from moonlight? You're kidding, right? Just because we're in an adventure game, that doesn't mean you get to bother whoever's around. The scientist must have seen too many Doctor Who episodes. Stop asking me to pick up unnecessary things. Time is money. Those seals are quite self-explanatory. That blood does not bode well at all. Is this your time machine?
Yes, but it is still an experimental prototype.
The usual excuse is to say it doesn't work.
It'll work. Just watch and see. And finally, everybody will stop saying that I'm just a crazy, stutterer, anemic guy.
But you're not anemic.
That's what I keep saying myself.
What are those bloodstains you have on you?
Oh, not a big deal. A little accident while I was working on a different project.
How many did you kill till now?
Don't be silly. I conduct experiments on dead bodies.
Dead bodies that were alive before, by any chance?
If there's really shortage of raw material, those too.
You seem to be pretty eager. What are you waiting for?
I ordered a new carburetor online. The old one was damaged during my previous attempt. And it still hasn't arrived yet. They'll get an earful from me at the customer service of thatcrazyscience.com.
You can really find everything on the internet these days.
You can't even imagine. People are really out of their minds.
I'll come back later. See you then. Your usual Charlie Brown. Can't you see it's stuck in the thorns? I can't even imagine how his back came to be in that state. Can I bother you for a second? I'd like to talk to you of our Lord Cthulhu.
He can't hear you.
I'm noticing a... Who exactly are you?
I'm Pan, the wicked conscience of this little miserable man. He kept me dormant inside him for years without listening to me. But you know, when you insist on suppressing every frustration, you're inevitably destined to blow up sooner or later. And so now, I am in charge.
Why does he have those wounds on his back?
Soul possession brings some severely violent consequences with it. Let's just say that whoever suffers from it momentarily loses his senses and in the end turns to self-harm. And in case he survives, his mind comes under my control, as you must have noticed by now.
What are you guys doing?
We happen to have a scam underway. A big scam. We couldn't stand our demeaning and not at all gratifying job as office workers anymore. So we spent all our savings to buy this cave that we accidentally dated back to the Neolithic, complete with cave paintings.
You're really an evil mastermind, no doubt about it.
You mean we are illegal?
I'll leave you to your work.
As you know, crime never sleeps.
If that is meant to be the Red Sea, someone must have hugely exaggerated the storytelling. I prefer not to risk finding a snake under my sweater. It would seem to be a metallic disc stuck in the rock. I really don't know what to say. It's a child's dream coming true. The cave painting idea might be set aside.
What do you mean?
Look for yourself to my right.
I'll be darned. This will be worth a lot of money. Neolithic my foot. Come on, let's go. We've got work to do.
Check this out. We have guests. Let me welcome you to my little gloomy abode.
For you, author of this video game, from now on you can count on my unconditional hate. Nice to meet you.
My pleasure, believe me.
Who doesn't know Master Chief? And no, I'm not talking about the cooking talent show. A faithful reproduction of the rebellion flag in Metal Slug. I can't stand this. Too many memories. Absolutely not. Among us nerds, there's a code of honor. It's so grim and wonderful that I could stay here staring at it for hours. What does the label say? A-B normal? The best way to arouse a hipster. And now even the last of my secret fears is coming alive.
Come closer. I can't hear you from there.
I just remembered. I have an urgent meeting to attend. I have to go. What the hell? He really got me, so credit to him. Little impertinent kid. He has a bright future ahead of him. You're having fun, eh?
Tyler didn't want me in the way, so he closed me in here. I had to do something to fill all this time.
Tyler?
My older brother. He's the guy who arranged the party. I was bored, so I thought it would be fun to scare anyone who walked into the storage room by mistake.
If I was in your shoes, I would have done much worse. Where did those come from?
They're the posters for a horrorbilly concert that will be held tonight at the old cemetery. My brother didn't want any interference for his party, so he tore down as many as he could. The whole neighborhood was practically wallpapered with them.
With your permission, I'll take it, Boogie.
Go ahead. You earned it.
Days.
Ronald and I love to watch their black and white movies. It's a single epitaph subdivided onto the 2 gravestones.
It's chilly down here.
Not even death made them lose their sense of humor. Ronald and I love to watch their black and white movies. A statue in the city graveyard is the right tribute to one of the heroes of my video gaming childhood. I would have never imagined we'd have so much in common one day, although I was lucky enough not to lose my jaw. What do I need with a flux capacitor that doesn't flux? They come up with all kinds of excuses to mask their hoarseness. How, if he couldn't even sing his own song? At the very least, it can't be said he lacks self-deprecation. Hey guys, can I have some of your firecrackers?
Ask your mother to buy you some. And get out of our way. Can't you see we're busy?
But that's Grandma. Ronald's grandma, I mean. I hope that even after her passing, her mole vision hasn't improved much, so I can still pass myself off as Ronald. Hi, Grandma. I'm Ronald. Grandma, I can't really understand what you're saying.
Damn my age. Ronald, Grandma's sweetheart, you came to see me? You're so emaciated. Are you eating enough?
I have a serious allergy to plums that totally ruined my will to live.
Well, sometimes we all get a bit constipated. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Try some baked apples or kiwis.
It'd really be too much for her. Grandma, didn't you have yourself cremated?
Do you really think I'd let them lock me up in a vase? I corrupted the gravedigger by telling him to fill the urn with chewing gum.
I noticed that.
Your favorites. Anything for my little Ronnie.
What is Grandpa doing over there?
He's been trying to get out of his coffin for days now. Except every time he forgets to watch his head.
Well, at least he leaves you alone.
It's about time. It wasn't enough for him to torture me when I was alive. I didn't even have time to die before he felt compelled to do the same.
I'll come back and visit you very soon, Grandma. Here lies Wilson Percival Higgsbury, exceptional scientist who fatally wounded himself with a razor blade. Here, Wilbur the Monkey King is buried, dead on the spot having slipped on a banana peel. Here rests Woody the Lumberjack, asphyxiated after inhaling some silver powder. Here, Willow the Arsonist found her eternal peace, dead for the joy of a great fireworks show. Only in case of emergency. The most useful object a galactic hitchhiker could have. I could use it like the sail of a mini raft.
Wait a minute, Ronald. It's dangerous out there. It's full of atheists. Take this.
The thread of a spiderweb is made of such resistant material, it would make even Frodo's mithril chainmail seem flimsy. Too sticky. I won't be able to get it off my hands. An essential item in every amateur explorer's kit.
Automatic lighting system activated.
What ugly mugs.
Speak for yourself.
Did I just imagine it, or did that head say something?
Nothing at all.
Very good. For a moment, I thought I'd gone mad. I have the vague impression that someone here lost their inspiration. I didn't know how to name him. Am I right?
You didn't know how to name what?
You. It's your name.
No, I have no name.
Maybe it's precisely because your parents didn't know how to name you.
Perhaps.
So I'm right. That's your name.
I already told you it's not my name.
You should get yourself in shape again.
Why do you say that?
Maybe because you can't even get out of your burial plot?
I just put myself on a diet. I haven't touched a pizza in weeks.
Only because he devoured the errand boy too, last time.
What happened to your arm?
I was too hungry, and I bit it.
It must have really hurt.
But it was good.
I'm assuming you're a cannibal, then.
I make no distinction when there's food involved.
You don't mean to try to eat me too, right?
If they were all like you, I'd have starved to death by now.
Actually, you're right. I'm going out for a walk. Maybe you can join me later, okay? 1861. Pretty self-explanatory, I'd say. Black magic for daily consumption. There must be a reason it's been here for so many years without anyone picking it. Chapter 1. Witchcraft. How to curse your mother-in-law and live happily. Capture a wild animal to associate with the victim. 80% of readers pick a toad or a snake. Wait for midnight and the moonlight to baptize the animal with her name. Free your the animal, in open country. Your beloved acquired mummy will thus lose the power of speech. Remove the earplugs and enjoy the new silence. Achtung. Unfortunately, the above-mentioned witchcraft is not effective on wives and husbands. Chapter 2. Seances. How to satisfy your edible complex even if your mother left you. Sit around a table with other people who want to communicate with your dead mother. Therefore, avoid inviting your wife. Light up a wax candle in the center of the table. Create a circle, holding hands or touching with the pinkies. At this point, close your eyes and evoke the dead towards you. Some dead people don't like to talk, so prepare an alternative medium like a pen or a typewriter. Achtung. Always remember to avoid antagonizing the dead if you want to communicate with her once again, but mostly avoid antagonizing your wife. Chapter 3. Voodoo practices. How to get revenge on the school bullies while keeping your distance. Recover some hair or nail samples from the concerned bully and attach it to a doll. Then place a voodoo doll in the center of a pentacle. Close your eyes and channel your hate on the bully. Imagining him with his head in the toilet increases the chance of success. If the ritual is successful, the doll will assume the features of the designated victim. Grab a needle or some pins to stick into the voodoo doll. Enjoy your revenge. Achtung. Don't damage the doll by removing its limbs or head. Keep out of reach of children. Chapter 4. Love Potions. How to get out of the friend zone and overcome restraining orders. Acquire a photo of your future love. You shouldn't have problems after so many years of stalking. Dip some rose petals and cloves in a water and red wine solution. Bring the mixture to a boil. After cooling, drink the love potion you just completed. Wait comfortably at home for his or her arrival. Achtung. Always remember to take proper precautions. It certainly cannot be said that they lived quiet times in the deep ocean. I can suggest a good beautician, if I may. So elegant. Good evening.
Hi, pretty bones.
What happened to your head?
My dear, I'm a zombie. I'm decomposing.
Yes, I read the hotspot label, but it was hard to believe.
Oh, sweetie pie, you're making me blush. But then again, it's normal to cause confusion when you're lucky enough to putrefy in such a sublime way.
I could even be envious. So, you like brains, right?
Of course, pretty bones. I love brains. But only the male ones, if you know what I mean.
Only too well. Nice dress.
I wore it on the day of my wedding.
I guess it's a memory you really care about.
Obviously, considering it's the same day I committed suicide.
Forgive me, I didn't know.
Cyanide, for the record. She was incredibly beautiful, but she wasn't exactly my type.
I suppose it wasn't about the color of her hair.
And I couldn't stand that she had smoother skin than mine. I just couldn't wrap my brain around it.
What are you doing locked in here?
This was the crypt of my family once, so I was buried here.
A long time ago, it seems. Exactly how old are you?
Don't be rude, darling. It's not polite to ask a zombie his age.
I humbly apologize. You smell really good.
Oh, honey, slow down with the advance. Don't be so shameless. I use a mix of bubble bath and body butter. They're really great. Anyway, I must say that for a little bone like you smell good too.
I really have to go now.
Come back and visit me sometime, little star.
Okay, one of the fallen angels, but this one seems to have made a loud thump. If its aim is having died because of a plum. Yes, sure. I'd like to see you do that in my shoes, you stupid, scrawny Hulk. Impossible. It's sealed tight from the rust. A rather unusual place for a hydrant. On the house.
You can never say no to a drink.
Yes, good boy. Drink. Don't look at me that way. I had no other choice. Look at him. He's sleeping like an angel. A few hours of sleep won't be bad for him. He was too stressed. I want to reassure all friends and relatives who are following us from home, he's just unconscious. Maybe. Everyone has a... Wake up, old man!
You needn't shout like that.
You're right. Excuse me.
I forgive you.
Listen, could you maybe sew some of this hair on the head of this doll?
An unusual request, but I perceive no reason not to indulge you. Give it to me.
Too kind. Maybe I can power the disc, but certainly not like this. Okay, negative thoughts. Nothing easier. All because of how easily I can project my complete hate of other people. Well, one of the few advantages of my skeletal form is that I'm unaffected by electric shocks. I didn't know I'd need to go through all this to get it down. Do I look capable of moving a wardrobe all by myself? And this would be the best you can do? Guess someone will need some property renovations. If there's anyone alive.
Days, 6 hours, 42 minutes.
Someone must have reached dangerous levels of delusion here.
That is when the world will...
Sometimes I'd like to be on the other side of the screen to make you do foolish things.
torment.
I didn't know he was a Sauron adept as well. It's strange Tolkien never mentioned him in any of his books. Now I remember why I hated going to the fair. The fishing rod is clearly rigged. This is shaping up to be very fruitful fishing, finally.
I can't believe you did it.
I am a real pro. What can you do?
Why don't you take a look at your pockets?
How on earth did you do it?
When you spend your life escaping from the IRS, you can't survive without certain tricks.
And how did you end up running a carousel?
Social services. Anyway, with that coupon, you can collect a prize of your choice at the Gypsy kiosk just outside the city. Oh, I almost forgot. Be careful going around with that other little bag I gave you.
Oh God, what other little bag?
I was just joking.
You're not funny at all. A belt would be useful. What is it, postmodern art?
Nah, you're right. I really can't come up with nothing interesting.
Like what?
Well, bro, I don't know. Something that conveys strong emotion, gets people's attention, something that grabs you, but original once in a while. Tired of riding A-cab on the monuments, yo. You hear me, bro?
I'll think about it. Maybe I'll have a good idea.
Sweet.
For me, it will always be inseparably bound to the perception of two dogs eating spaghetti and meatballs in the moonlight. Thanks a lot, Walt. He's a human being. Sorry to bother you, but you seem familiar.
You probably saw me in a game show in the past. You know, I was a pro gamer once.
Judging by how you're doing now, it seems something went wrong.
Carpal tunnel. I slowly lost mobility and reactivity. It cut me out of the pro circuit.
I imagine more like an arrow in the wrist or something like that.
Arrow in the wrist?
Never played Skyrim?
Sorry, just beat 'em ups.
Then you suffer the proper punishment. He probably came all this way just to find some peace. I doubt the Ego people will ever stop to thank the Duffer Brothers. I wonder how much they've earned thanks to Stranger Things. I can't even imagine what's inside that slop. Negative. I'd become a victim of their fury, inevitably. And I still care to keep both my hands. Exactly like these things are really supposed to happen. In this video game, some phrases are a bit too literal. I suppose I should ask her for my prize. Hello?
What's with a concerned face? You never saw a puppet before?
Sure, but not one handled with invisible strings by a headless puppeteer. And able to speak, by the way.
Do you have a problem with me not being controlled by strings?
Well, no.
And maybe it's illegal for a puppet to have a nice voice like mine.
That's not what I meant. You women are really impossible. Sorry if I insist, but I really don't understand if you're a puppet or a flesh and blood person.
Real or puppet? Who cares? Is it just our appearance that makes us what we are?
Well, I'm a skeleton exactly because I'm dead. I won a coupon at the carousel.
Choose your favorite prize.
Anything?
Anything.
I'd like a copy of Detective Comics number 27.
I gave out the last one just yesterday, but you're in luck. I can give you this.
don't understand what you're trying to get at. How is it possible that all this stuff could fit inside such a small package? This is a cool track. I've never heard it. Too bad I don't know the title. Not bad. Now you really have an aggressive look.
I have to admit it, I'm really pumped for it.
Do you think you can sing a metal song now?
Which one do you want to hear?
I don't know the name of it, but do you know a song that goes like this?
Oh yes, I get it. I love that song.
Are you ready?
This time I really messed up big time.
Days, 6 hours.
You might want to stay at arm's length from the room.
Be quiet, or my husband will hear us.
Let's just hope this is the right time.
6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds. That is when the world will end.
He's even scarier life-sized. I'm afraid the opposite could happen.
I like to be hugged.
Sometimes the best thing to do is not ask any questions. The color would match the one on my sweater, too. I'm obviously joking. Forget it. Gross! Further proof of the high esteem the fairer sex holds for rabbits. Cool your jets. There's still someone who insists on playing hide and seek? Certain people just don't want to grow up. What are you doing hiding down there?
How do I put this? I may have gotten myself in serious trouble.
Who exactly is looking for you? This room is a continuous coming and going of couples.
Actually, everyone. Let's just say that I've screwed up a bit too much recently.
You have all my respect.
firecrackers or your life.
Do you think you can scare someone dressed like that?
Not even a fly.
Now that I notice, I've never seen a more ridiculous Halloween costume.
Really awful.
I'm afraid I will just have to come up with something else. Nowadays, our generation is too desensitized by TV and video games. Thanks a lot, HBO. Grandma, 2 kids are out here making fun of me.
Is someone being mean to my little Ronnie? Brats. Don't worry, honey. Now Grandma will take care of them. You should have seen their faces.
It seems that part has finally arrived. That blood does not bode well at all. Is everything working now?
The courier took a little convincing, but in return, the carburetor was perfect.
I absolutely offer myself as a guinea pig to test it then.
Really? Have you got any idea of the possible side effects? Time paradoxes, inability to come back.
Risk of incest with his own mother.
Possible annihilation, chromosome mutations. I can go on for hours.
Let's say I've got nothing to lose.
It's okay by me then. There's only one problem. I've finished all the plutonium, and it'll be a couple of days until my trusted dealer can find some new stock. So you'll have to wait.
I'll come back later. See you then. Maybe this might be interesting for you?
Where did you find that?
Here and there.
Okay. Pour in exactly 3 milliliters for every dozen years you want to go back. Add another 2 milliliters to run the machine, and 1 milliliter every half hour of real-time utilization. Be as precise as possible.
Okay, no problem.
The machine will start as soon as you have inserted the destination date in the appropriate display. Avoid traveling into the future. The process partly uses the geomagnetic field of the Earth, and possible changes could stop you from coming back. Just remember, you can't jump from time to time. Every time you're forced to return to the present.
Will you be much longer?
The doors are automatic, so stay in the vicinity. Some animals could enter the machine and come back instead of you by accident. And remember to be careful to never interfere with the space-time continuum.
Yeah, whatever. How much plutonium did he say I have to pour exactly? Well, I'll abound. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah!
Sometimes these professional apple eaters get too caught up in the competition. I don't have any reason to visit this age right now. Inside, there are just apple seeds, but if you really want them, I think I see something that glitters in the net. Serves me right. Next time I'd better mind my own business. Jumanji, a game for those who seek to find a way to leave their world behind. Surely life in the wardrobe ain't easy, but it's better than living in the jungle. I'm almost tempted to leave the first roll of the dice to you. Catching it fresh is okay, but that's a bit excessive. I've never been a big fan of fishing. I prefer to have a moment of silence, in memory of your brain. Unfortunately, I wasn't that good in art history. He's painting 2 ships on the open sea, maybe during a battle.
Good God! Who goes there, prithee?
My name is Manny. Manny Calavera. Yeah, I am the Grim Reaper. I didn't want to scare you, Mr. Manet. Your reputation precedes you, you know.
Well, you flatter me.
But now, enough with the pleasantries. That's not why I'm here.
I guess my time has come.
Correct. But not entirely accurate. I could give you a second chance.
Anything, but spare my life. I beg you.
Add me to your painting, then. In the sea, possibly large and highly visible.
But that's a preposterous demand. It would be completely disproportionate. Not to mention that it would absolutely ruin the scene's pathos.
Do I take that as a no, then?
Forgive me, Grim Reaper. You'll have your wish.
Hey, honey, look what I have for you. So, you were a carnivorous plant guard. Why open it when you could simply eradicate it barehanded from its concrete block? Thanks a lot for enlightening me. I have no idea what the combination could be.
Terrible smell. You must absolutely take a bath. Grab this.
Do you need some more bubble bath by any chance? I have a bottle of it here with me.
Okay, you can go in. You can lay it down on the bubble bath shelf.
If it's any consolation, I had the misfortune of seeing such intimacies, too. Well, it's water resistant for sure. It would be perfect for the wardrobe packaging. What are you doing locked in here?
I'm enjoying some well-earned rest. I work as a security guard at the City Museum, so situations like this don't come around that often. Luckily, Ralph, my cousin, hates Halloween and offered to cover for me.
A security guard for the museum is really necessary on Halloween night?
That's what I told the union. But do you think they listened? Anyway, take this. To repay the favor of the bubble bath. It's a bit wet.
I don't even want to know where you kept it.
The museum is closed to the public, but you can enter with this pass if you find yourself in that area. If you go, let me know if that midget has everything under control.
The best way to attract likes on social networks. It wouldn't be very polite emptying the water while he's still having his bath. First rule for good personal hygiene, never neglect your own personal hygiene. And here I thought you were the only one with such a low IQ. I don't want to risk cracking my phalanges. I am pleased to note that you are intent on proving your superior stupidity. The revenge of millions of goldfish ruthlessly flushed down the toilet. I don't feel right putting it back in a glass bowl. Why don't you sit on it? Not a bad neck warmer at all. Only thing missing was the poser dinosaurs. Accept defeat, Rex. You can never compete in a race with the velociraptors. Winter is coming. Isn't it a bit dishonorable for a knight to keep a shawl on its shoulders?
Do you have any idea how cold it is in this tin box? I'm almost 1,000 years old now. I must think about how to protect my bones, too.
Isn't it time that you retire after all these years?
I'd like that. Believe me, I'd like that very much. But unfortunately, the Duke has never paid for my honored services.
I never knew David Bowie recruited knights.
I'm not talking about the thin white Duke, but about the black Duke.
Ah, I see.
It's a trap!
Sorry guys, but I can't fill my sweater with thorns. Monkeys are always so adorably irreverent. Don't even think about starting some strange snowball battle, I warn you.
Though the plant kingdom can seem harmless, there's an incredible variety of ways it could lead to your demise. In the Renaissance era, belladonna was used by ladies as eye drops to give a certain shine to their eyes. But its berries are potentially lethal. The oleander, one of the most common flowering plant species in the Mediterranean area, is poisonous enough to be avoided instinctively by the whole plant kingdom. Beware the classic health axiom of an apple a day. The seeds, if ingested in large quantities, can actually cause death. In short, if you're vegetarian or vegan, your days are numbered. Eat meat. Though, come to think of it, meat causes cancer. You all die. The reasons lead, the conflict lasted for 6 years, from 1939 to 1945. The parties involved and battlegrounds fought were numerous too. After all, they called it a world war for a good reason. Therefore, what we propose today is a brief, intense, and pragmatic summary of the entire conflict.
Funny.
I got a D in history in junior high, so go easy on me.
When I was young, I always dreamed of having one of these all of my own. And I still dream it now that there's one in front of me. Unfortunately, the only thing I could realistically take here is that bouquet. And I will not do it. Surely the rodeo act that's both most amazing and inappropriate of all time. One of the first ticking bomb models. I suppose the percentage of severed limbs caused by the early explosion of hand grenades has drastically declined since their invention.
Don't you dare touch anything.
In contrast to popular belief, the Vikings weren't just a wild and savage people. Besides being great explorers and naval engineers, the Vikings were gifted in jewelry and in the art of commerce. Furthermore, the women were more liberated and independent compared to their European counterparts. Vikings really cared about their personal care. They had a sauna once a week. They removed unwanted hair and used iron sticks to clean their ears. There were no ranks or grades. The commander was the captain of the ship. Warriors could either be common citizens or professionals. Among these combatants were the berserkers, warriors sworn to the supreme god of war, Odin. Legend told that they were invulnerable. It is believed they consumed a specific drug made by alcohol, jalapeno, and the green secretion of the evil egg, one of the most lethal mushrooms in the wild. Different from other populations, the Egyptians were perhaps the best known among historic civilizations. To avoid being redundant, we'll examine some of their false myths to offer some clarity. Tutankhamun, one of the most famous Egyptian pharaohs, actually reigned only 10 years and died at the age of 18. What made him famous is the myth of the curse linked to desecrating his grave. Lord Carnarvon, financier of his expedition, died 1 year before the discovery of King Tut's grave. While actually, the average lifespan of Carter and all the other archaeologists was around 70 years. Also fake is the myth about the construction of pyramids. They were not built by slaves, but by paid workers. Since there was no currency, workers were paid with barter, especially bread and beer. Fantastic people, aren't they?
The hammer of Thor, the god of thunder and lightning, as well as the public face of a hair product line. Maybe I might have the courage, but I for sure don't have the pure soul needed to lift it. Druidic potions, basically the equivalent of modern homeopathy.
Do you really demand an answer?
I don't want to be a know-it-all, but I remember these were used by the Native Americans, not by Egyptians. It certainly cannot be said she doesn't know how to sit on that throne. You look like you're waiting for someone.
I'm waiting for one of my countless suitors to get the nerve to come forward.
What would keep them from doing it?
Exactly what I've been asking myself. I'm afraid everybody is too scared of my beauty.
The burden of being so beautiful, yes. What should this mythical Prince Charming be like?
For centuries now, I've been waiting. We queens too have certain needs to satisfy. I just want to find a good mummy to spend the rest of infinity with.
That shouldn't be so difficult after all.
Don't rub it in.
What happened to the pharaoh?
The servants found him dead, poisoned by the bite of a snake. I remember I was so angry with him. Not that the two things were connected, obviously.
Of course, of course. I have a dilemma.
Don't you think you're too young?
What?
You can't be more than 15. Well, it's true that my beauty transcends age after all.
Actually, I didn't want to hit on you.
Do you think I'm not attractive enough?
No, absolutely, you are. I didn't mean to.
You better.
I'll leave you to your undertakings, my queen. I have a letter from Mr.
What a sweet little wrapped fluffy. Yes, I think I'll accept his proposal. Let's just skip the small talk and the engagement ring. I have no time to waste. Did you bring the wedding rings?
I have the wedding rings with me, my queen.
What are you standing there for? Find us a priest to perform our wedding ceremony.
Actually, I think I've already done more than enough.
It's an order! We're having the ceremony over at the meteor at the Roswell Lake. What a romantic place. Now go. I have to get ready.
What do you want?
Do you like being a night watchman?
I'm filling in for my cousin, just for tonight.
Yes, he told me.
So you probably know I accepted because I hate Halloween. It gets on my nerves.
What kind of childhood trauma did you suffer to have such an aversion?
Once a guy slammed a gigantic pumpkin right on my head. It took 4 days before doctors could get me out of it.
Maybe that chair is a bit too high for you.
And to think it was the smallest one I could lay my hands on.
I suppose you needed a ladder to sit on it.
At least I can easily get to the console this way.
What about that heart rate monitor?
I'm a heart patient. I need it to check my pulse.
Maybe if you didn't drink so much coffee.
That's easy for you to say. Night shifts here are deadly boring.
Small, chubby, and a heart patient. Is there anything else?
Your sarcasm leaves me completely indifferent. You have the reigning national champion of the insult contest in front of you, in case you didn't know.
Nobody and nothing can beat my sharp tongue.
Show me then.
Your Netflix subscription has been hacked.
I'd rather prefer to be whacked.
You will never be half the guard your cousin is, that's for sure.
That's more than I can endure.
Behind you, an aortic dissection.
Right in the chest with surgical perfection.
From the look of things, the pumpkin shape on your skull is still visible. It's not a bad idea, but what do I need a photo of that room for? Listen, son of God, since you're one of the creator's superstars, I was wondering if you could preside over the wedding of a friend of mine.
Well, actually, I'm the owner of that massive franchise of chapels, churches, and cathedrals. Who better than me, right? I'm just a little too drunk. I could use a very small bit of help, but not from above, because if my father sees me in this condition, I'll have to wait millennia for the next coming. A short review on I now pronounce you happily ever after. Now you can kiss the bride, but discreetly. That kind of thing.
Could this help?
Just what I needed. We'll see you at the wedding then.
But you don't even know where the wedding is.
Brother, I may be wasted, but I'm still omniscient after all. See you later. By the power vested in me by my father, I now pronounce you man and wife. And now, come back home to update your relationship status on Facebook.
Ah, love, captured forever in undying memory. At least until they cut down the tree. It's best not to get involved in certain private business. They undoubtedly get along very well. Now I understand what the media meant when they predicted an alleged alien invasion back in the 80s.
Dude, don't be sad. Actually, I get your life choice perfectly. Really?
So many possible spoilers, I wouldn't even know where to start.
The ones that fall into my mouth.
I don't want any LV from you. I'm an acid guy. Why should I? Nope. First of all, we extract the gunpowder. And now... You didn't think for a moment that someone might hear the bang of the explosion and call the police? It's the most sought-after room of the party, that's for sure.
28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds. That is when the world will end.
Can you turn the music up full volume?
Come closer.
"30 seconds should be enough. Maybe I overdid it with the gunpowder. Done. I can't even imagine how his back came to be in that state. It doesn't look like he's doing very well. Why the sad face?
Everyone my own age has bouncy and long hair. What about me? I practically lost mine.
Losing your hair in the 80s is just about the worst thing that could happen. understand how on earth that would work. The capsaicin level inside is over 9,000! I was hoping for a more beneficial exchange rate. Darn ba- The best way to attract likes on social networks.
Days, 6 hours.
What do you want?
The bedroom on the upper floor is empty now, as promised.
Really? I'm calling my gang now. Be still her. Take the guys and go to the dump. Don't waste my time. I don't care what you do now. It's all fixed. Go now. Hanky Panky room is ready.
Wow, they couldn't control themselves any longer. Somebody here seriously needs some Xanax. Everything okay? We'll never know what goes on in that little alien head of his. He looks like the school bully who always pounded on me. No freaking way. There must be a serious lack of good players in this city. It's all ready. We can get started.
Where do you want us to take it?
Friday Avenue, number 13.
Do you have any idea how far that is from here? We're heading to the party. The best we can do is take it over there.
I'll settle for that.
Do you hear that? Let's move.
Express Courier, 24 hours, 7 days a week. 0084588901. All packages must be impact-proof, water-repellent, and the contents must be clearly indicated outside the box. Before you put in the coins, you should pick up the receiver. Express Courier, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Zeros all. Express Courier, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Zero all packages. Express Courier. All...
Hello, Hippie Express Courier. How can I help you?
Good evening. I'd like to arrange the delivery of a casket to number 13 Friday Avenue. Expenditures are charged to the consignee.
Are you aware of the packaging regulations of our service?
Tell me.
To avoid damage during transportation, we ask you to wrap the object with a material that can soften impact. Usually it's plastic or bubble wrap, but you can use any solution you prefer.
Yes, that's no problem.
We also ask that the outer casing of the package is absolutely water resistant. It might seem a strange demand, but in the past, our drivers have shown a certain fondness for watercourses in this area.
I'm equipped for that too.
And finally, it is necessary to identify the package with a written note clearly indicating its contents.
Yes, Alex, I have the solution.
Sorry, I don't think I heard correctly.
Oh, I mean, no problem.
I'll authorize a courier for your delivery. Thanks for calling us. Goodbye.
I'm waiting for a courier to take the wardrobe away. Could you maybe pack me inside using this kit? I have to create a nice prank.
Dude, I'm always ready to help out with these kind of things. I wish I could see his face. I can't imagine what a fright he will have.
Neither can I. Believe me. Ronald? Ronald, wake up! Ronald, it's me, Skinny. Do you really not recognize me? Remember? Me and you were going to conquer the world. We kept on saying that we were meant to do great things. Well, in a way, I guess that happened, but nobody could have imagined all this. You couldn't know about my allergy. Even I wasn't aware of it. Ultimately, there are a lot of perks to being dead. I have an infinite amount of free time, and I can eat everything I want without being worried about my weight. I'm even immune to electricity. Like I'm a superhero. I'm sorry you suffered so much. I know how tough things have been for you since that day. You have nothing to blame yourself for. Believe me, I have nothing to blame you for. I couldn't breathe. I just heard you screaming. It wasn't difficult to understand what was going on. But incredibly, that was the last thing I remember. No light to follow, no extracorporeal experience, just a big nothing. Disappointing, don't you think? When I finally woke up, all was dark. It took me a while to realize I was in a wardrobe. In this wardrobe. I know, it's really absurd, but it's the truth. I've been brought back to life and now I'm a skeleton. You have to go back to talking. If you don't tell somebody about what happened that day, you'll end up being damned for eternity. That's why I'm here. Because I love you, Ronald.
Skinny.
Skinny, wait! Don't go!